Yes.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Unparalleled Sports Talk with Joe's Kwame Fisher Jones. As always, I am him, and I'm joined by my man, Smoke Freezy, aka on all social media platforms, Smoke Freezy. My man Damon, we're gonna go over some sports betting. New segment of the show as the NFL season commences on was it Thursday? It's
Yes,
Tuesday,
sir.
so we're gonna
It's
go.
Thursday. We got a game on Friday also.
They got the birds on Friday. So this is a new segment or a new show. We're gonna basically do some of the go over the odds, wins, projection totals, underdogs, favorites, all those things. We're gonna follow through. We're gonna use two sites. We're gonna go through mostly. The one will be Fliff, so I'll be referencing Fliff a lot for my underdog for the week, and Damon has his own sites. So we'll start with you. So, Dane, what was a season as the season gets ready to start? Everybody starts out. Everybody's got good plans, big plans until the season starts and they get hit. What's one team or two teams that you either feel the projected win total is correct, or below, or right, or a team is going to exceed that? Give me one or
I
two
got
teams.
I gotta tell you this the Giants and the Cowboys. Because I think they're
Really?
both trash. And it's not because they're in my division, but I just think they're just scrubby, like year in and year out. And I think the Cowboys is definitely on the plunge.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Cowgirls. I believe ESPN bet has the Cowgirls at 10.5. So they should win anywhere between 10 to 11 games. I actually don't believe that they will. And I have a team I actually think, and well, I'll get to it on my end, but I agree with you on the Cowgirls. I don't believe that they hit that 10 mark. I actually think they finished closer to 6. And the reason why is they've had a lot of upheaval, but the fact that they're going to have that first place schedule is going to that's going to give them one or two less wins than people are expecting. And then you throw in the fact that Dak has to, while Kirk Cousins got an extension or got picked up by
Did
the
Dak get
Atlanta
his money
Falcons,
yet?
Dak has not gotten his money yet. CeeDee Lamb got his money, but Michael Parsons hasn't got his money. Dak is still hoping to get paid, but more as the season goes on, as each week passes, as each day passes, frankly, as the hour passes, it looks more and more like Dak Prescott will not be the quarterback of the Cowgirls next year. It's going to be Cowboys next year.
Mm,
So at some point, this dude is going to
where
start
they gonna
kind
go?
of taking it slow so he doesn't get hurt. Granted, Kirk Cousins got his money coming off it when he kills, but that doesn't mean Dak's going to get his. So you would hope that what it looks like is that probably says, you know what, I'm going to be a little cautious this year. If I get a hamstring injury, instead of coming back in 2 weeks, maybe I'm coming back in 3. Maybe he thinks body longevity first because he knows he's got a big payday at the end. Is that what you're thinking? Is that why you don't think Dallas is going to win that 10,
Totally.
10.5?
Totally. I'm a big hater on the Dallas Cowboys, so I'm probably not the right person to ask, but I just see they're just not that good. I mean, when it comes to their playoff record and the regular season, they get busy, but in the first game they're going to play Cleveland Browns. I like Cleveland,
Yeah, I like
so
Cleveland. I like Cleveland in that game also.
so I
And
think it's just going to be more trouble for Cowboys.
yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. And then the Giants are at 6.5. You don't even think they're going to hit 6.5, or you think they're going to exceed their 6 win?
Oh no, they're not. They're not doing nothing. They're probably gonna.
Really?
I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. The old line is trash. This
Yeah,
has
I don't
been
like the
bad over the years.
quarterback. I don't like the
They
quarterback.
lost
I don't like the
Saquon. The
coach.
quarterback is trash.
I don't like the general manager. And then you got a questionable quarterback and you go out and draft the wide receiver in the first round. That always screams success. You're having problems filling up the gas tank and the hoopty that you got. So you decide to go out and get a sports car. And that always screams that screams success. I'm gonna do well that way. The two teams
Well,
that
I think six and
I
a half is tough as it is.
yeah,
It's like
and
you
and
got 6.5.
and I think the NFC is gonna be tough. The two teams that well, the first one, I like the team, but I just think the win total's too lofty. ESPN bet says the Falcons at between 9 and 10 wins, 9.5 for the season. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen at all. The Falcons start off with a killer schedule. They open up against Pittsburgh,
Okay.
which could go either way.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it could go either way. But then they come back. They got Philly in the home opener. Then they got Kansas City. Then they've got New Orleans, which for people who don't know, that's the rival. New Orleans is the rival. And they got Tampa Bay. So they go from three of the toughest teams in the NFL to two tough divisional opponents who are going to be fighting for their playoff lives. That's why they start 5. So I feel like 0-3 could be on the board for them. And that's going to be tough to overcome, especially in that division. Kirk Cousins is a solid playoff contending quarterback. That's who they picked up. They got Judon from the Patriots. So
he's on a new team though, right?
Yeah, I like the personnel.
Off the Achilles.
Yeah. Well, the Achilles doesn't bother me. It's not the Achilles that bothers me. I like the personnel, but I just think that team, I don't think anyone's going to run away with anything in that division. And I feel like that team is just 9 wins is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So I think they'll be closer to 7-8 more than 9-10, if that makes sense. So it's not far off, but I just don't believe that 9 wins. Now, a team that we talked about Dallas, and this is a team that I think is going to finish second in the NFC East. This is a team that is going to get a couple of those wins that people think Dallas is going to pick up. And it's the Washington Redskins / Deadskins / Commanders / football team, the Washington Club. Prior to last season, Washington had gone 7-9, 7-10, and 8-1. So they've been teetering on that 500 mark for a while. So I feel like last year was a blip on the radar. This team is going to. I love Jaden Daniels and the energy that he brings. You've got a new coach. You've got a new owner, new QB. You got a whole new style in Washington. You got a whole new style in Chocolate City. You got a whole new feel, whole new vibe.
I'm kind of bullish on the Commanders.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, because I was so down on the Cowboys and the Giants. I just think they, like you said, they got a new situation going on. And I always thought they played the Eagles tough. So
they always play the Birds tough, but they just and here's the thing. It's just a lot of positivity coming out of Washington now. There's no owner issues, there's no name issues, there's no team issues, there's no contract issues, there's no issues. It's just a good feel vibe there. And I want to call him Dan Campbell. It's not Dan Campbell. They got the defensive coordinator from Dallas. I can't forget. His name escapes me at the moment. But he was a coach in the Falcons. They open up against the Bucks. They're 3.5 dog. I actually like that's going to be that's my pick, and I'll get to your pick next. That's my pick of the upset of the week. I actually like Washington to upset Tampa Bay. Everyone knows I love Baker. It's 3.5. The Bucks are getting 3.5, and they give you 2 or 1.5 just for being home, right? You get 1.5 points just for being home.
I think it's yeah.
So,
I think so.
Sports Duel has got it close. I'm going with Washington to upset Tampa Bay. That's my pick of the week. Fliff has got it at 3.5. Yeah, Fliff has got it at 3.5.
I'm bullish on the Commanders.
I'm bullish on the Washington football team / Deadskins / Redskins / Commanders. I wouldn't say bullish, but I just the like I said, the positivity that's coming out of there. Everything is new. They got a whole new style, new coach, new owner, new team, new feel, new whip, new everything. The whole look is different. So I like Washington. And keep in mind, with all the differences said, 7-9, 7-10, 8-1, then they fall off the wagon. Now they've got a whole new box. So what's your underdog of the week? Who do you pick to cover or pull the upset for the week?
I like the Arizona Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills. AZ is +6. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I like Kyler Murray. You know what I mean?
So you
And I
like
think he's
Arizona to
good.
win, or you like them to cover?
I think they're going to cover for sure. I'm rolling with the points.
God.
Six
What's
big
Flip?
points.
So Flip's got it at 6.5.
Is it 6.5?
Yeah, we can double check it. That's so you like. I don't like Buffalo at all, but I don't know. Is that
Me
game in Arizona?
neither. That's the thing.
Is
What'd you
that game
say?
in Arizona?
No, it's in Buffalo.
Oh, I don't know if Arizona goes to. Well, they've got what they got Marvin Harrison and Marvin Harrison Jr. Whatever's going on with him.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison the truth.
So Kyler Murray should be ready to rock and roll. He should be able to come back and do some things. Yeah, that game is 6.5. Flip
It's
got it at
plus
six and a
6.
half.
I got a +6 in my gym.
Yeah, well, Flip's got it at 6.5. I'm going with Flip. So you like Arizona to cover.
Yes.
Maybe
I'm
not
taking
win,
the
but
points.
you taking the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
The
not touching that
value.
one. I'm not touching that one, my G. I'm staying away
I'm
from that.
just like
I'm
Buffalo
staying away
Bills.
from that.
They're we'll see. You know what I mean? I don't. It's the first game of the season. You know, Kyler Murray's healthy finally. You know what I mean? And he's good. And Josh Allen,
Kyler Murray always feels like a DEI quarterback. I know I shouldn't say that, but he just
I
feels like
mean,
a
that's
DEI
racist.
hire quarterback. It's definitely teetering on unacceptable. Definitely teetering on unacceptable. But no, I don't like Kyler Murray. I don't like his style. I don't like anything about that dude, man. I don't
Man, he
like,
was hurt.
he's always hurt. Let me ask you a question. Like all jokes aside, he was hurt. Okay.
Yeah,
He was hurt.
but he's good though. Like when he's
Is
not hurt.
he? Is
I
he?
think so. Yeah.
Is he? Because let's just say he's vertically challenged at the position.
He's a little man, no doubt.
So are we to believe that the vertically challenged hurt quarterback is going to all of a sudden no longer be hurt, but still be vertically challenged?
Well, I mean, it's the first game in the season. You know, they're going all the way up to Buffalo. Buffalo's probably thinking they on some, you know what I mean? And
Buffalo is playing for every game for Buffalo is gonna every early game is gonna feel like they're trying to prove a point.
though they're not even the same anymore. They're like they defense is all different now, and you know Jordan Poyer he's gone,
Yeah,
and
I think Von Miller's gone. Is Von Miller still there?
yeah, Von Miller's gone. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
and they got rid of Stefan Diggs. But it's not about who's going, it's the fact of who's still there. Josh Allen's still there. And while Josh Allen is a tremendous guy for fantasy, puts up great numbers, he's not winning you the big games. Or not even the big games. He's not winning you critical games. Games that need to get the ball rolling for you, or games that need to make a statement, or games that, but he puts up great numbers. So we'll see. I don't like it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'll take the points. You know, rolling with the points. Maybe not the game, but 6 is a
I
lot
got
of
you.
points.
That
You
is
know
a
what
lot
I'm
of points, especially for an offense that's got a guy that's coming back healthy, apparently. So
And
what's your
I
over
believe
under?
Kyler
How many
Murray can
games
get the
before
job
Kyler
done.
Murray gets hurt? I'm not wishing injuries on him, but the sun does shine every day. So there's certain things we know in this world. The sun does
Didn't
shine.
Russell Wilson go to the Super Bowl?
Russ Wilson?
Russell Wilson is like his mini
No, he's not.
little guy.
Kyler
Little
Murray
guy.
is smaller than Russell Wilson. Kyler Murray is barely 5'8".
What is Russ Wilson?
Russ Wilson is 5'11", 6 feet. The big difference. As a dude that stands at 5'9", there's a big difference between 5'9" and 5'11", 6 feet.
But you know what they say is not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the dog's heart in the fight.
No,
Kyler Murray got a lot of heart.
Not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. That's the phrase you're trying to say.
No, I did say that. I said the size of the dog's heart is the same thing, but Kyler Murray got heart. You know he do.
Kyler Murray got heart. Now we give it. That's why I called it. That's why you called me racist, because I said he's a DEI hire. He got heart. So does everybody that plays in the NFL, dude. Everybody's got heart. You don't get no awards for that.
You asked me for my pick, and that was my pick. I
got you. I just don't like.
I couldn't argue it down.
Going through your pick, I stumbled across one that.
I got another pick too for you as an underdog.
Go ahead. Who's your other pick?
It's the New York Jets at San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh, what's the line there? What's Flip got it as?
3.5.
Who
The Jets
the
is plus
Niners?
3.5. The Jets are plus
Mm,
3.5.
the Niners got a lot going on right now, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And
They do.
why
The
does it
Jets
kept?
got a good defense.
Why does it kept everybody? The left tackle ain't shown up yet in San Francisco. We ain't
Nope.
gonna talk about that. But the
Nope.
same
What
left
about
tackle
Ayuk?
that sat out a year off of principle has not shown up in San Francisco in Santa Clara.
Did they figure out Ayuk situation?
Ayuk got signed, but
Okay.
it don't mean anything if they don't have Trent Williams in the fold. There's been talk about retirement. There's been talk about not showing up. There's been talk about fines. You know what there hasn't been talk about? I seen Trent Williams in the facility. They ain't talking
Yeah.
that. I ain't seen him. And I did a show a month ago where I said it's the biggest, that's the bigger holdout. And then the thought was that Trent Williams would eventually come in after they got Brandon Ayuk signed, but that ain't happened.
Right.
And now they've got the rookie wide receiver that got shot. They still got Greenwood. They still got
Greenwood.
coming back from the Achilles injury, got hurt in the Super Bowl. I don't like the 49ers at all this year. They got them at 10.5. ESPN bets got them at 10.5 win total. I didn't like that, but I was staying away from it because there was no reason to beat a dead horse. But the 49ers just got every bad mojo going around them right now. Between the holdouts and Brock Purdy struggled in training camp. And, I mentioned the shooting from the young man, shout out to him. So it looks like he's going to be all right. He's going to miss 4 games. So that's some positive news there. But yeah, man. And then again, Trent Williams being out is huge. Not having your left tackle is a big, big, big deal, especially for a quarterback who's due for a big payday, and everyone knows it.
Huge.
So that's a good pull by you. So you like the Jets to win or just to cover?
Give me the 3.5. I don't know what's going to happen in the game, but I like taking points. If it's 3.5, first game in the season, I like the Jets' trajectory. I believe it's going up. Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Anybody but the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. If it was anybody,
You don't. I like your man Sauce.
Sauce Gardner's all right,
Sauce Gardner. Yeah.
He out there doing his thing. But it's still Aaron Rodgers who got hurt falling last year. I just,
Tough.
yeah, man. It's
Tough.
so, and they're coming across
It's tough.
time zones which nobody fully grasps. See, I always tell people this: when you're coming
Yeah.
from west to east on a Sunday morning, it's a little tough. But
They're
when you're
not
going,
coming on a Sunday morning. They leave like Friday night, and they're over there
yeah, but
for the weekend.
the Jets game is Sunday night, right? That game is Sunday night, right?
I think it's a Monday night game, actually.
It's the Monday night game. My bad. It was Monday night. The point is, you're coming east to west for a nighttime game. The time zone gets to you a little bit because come second quarter, it's like 11 o'clock back home. You know what I mean? Second quarter, it's like bedtime. It's put the footsies up time, brush your teeth time, turn the air to high time.
But these guys aren't old men. They're like young cats. The
Oh, you're
prime of
right.
their
They're
life.
not old men. They're not guys that get hurt when they fall. The Jets aren't like a team that gets hurt when they fall. Oh, that's right.
They like Superman. They're
Aaron Rodgers
pros.
is the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, despite all the psychedelic stuff he's into, man, he's still 99 years old with 200,000 miles on the odometer, staying up past 9:30.
But I can't front that
He
Aaron
got
Rodgers
hurt
gets
last
busy.
year at night. Sorry about that. He got hurt last year at night. Nah, I'm not touching that game. I'm not touching that game. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. You know a game I want to jump on real fast?
You're right. But like you said, San Francisco got problems as well.
They do, but
So,
the Jets.
I mean, give me the 3.5
and I
points.
can't get up at quarterback. The Jets have they've got the epitome of I've fallen and I can't get up at quarterback.
Are you
I'm
think
not
he's
touching
going to
that
get
game.
hurt? You think he's
No,
going to get
I'm
hurt?
not putting that out there. I don't want him to get hurt, but everything says, like, I'll repeat it again. It's the East Coast team coming west. It's going to be like 10 o'clock East Coast time by the second quarter. Aaron Rodgers is old, despite what he thinks. He is old. He's 99 years old. He's got 200K on the odometer, and he's trying to start up in December without being warmed up. I'm leaving that alone, man. I'm not
That's
touching that.
fair. That's fair.
I'm not
But
touching that one.
I
So
just think
quickly,
I'm down on the 49ers.
I'm down on the 49ers, but
And
I'm
I
done.
think Rodgers, he's had the whole offseason to get busy, ready to get ready for the season. You know, I like the Jets' defense. And
I'm down on the 49ers.
I
But
think
I'm
they got
done
other
with the
issues too.
Jets. I'm done with the Jets, dude. The 49ers could squeak that out. I mean, the Jets still be doing jet-like things.
The
Quickly, I
Jets
want
have
to
got
get
a
your
great
opinions on this
defense.
game. The Houston Texans are going to Indianapolis Colts. The Texans are a 2-point favorite. I like the Colts in that game.
You like the Colts?
I like the Colts in that game.
I like
I
Anthony
the Colts in
Richardson,
that
but I
game.
can't say that I like the Colts in the game. I like the Texans. I like CJ Stroud and all the everything they got there. DeMeco Ryans defensively has always been solid. So I gotta stick
Every
with
year there's a
the
team that
Texans.
comes about. Every year
The
there's a team that
Texans.
comes about that people are like, oh, this team, last year they had a lot of success. You know what the Houston Texans are? They're the Atlanta Hawks the year they beat the Sixers in the playoffs. They came out of nowhere. They got a dynamic playmaker. No one thought they could do what they did. And then at the next year, everybody got on the Hawks bandwagon. And what did they do? That's what I think is going to happen in the Houston Texans. And I don't like Jacksonville. I don't like the Titans. And I don't like Colts. But I just don't think the Texans are that good. Yeah, I just don't think the Texans are that good. So I'm going to take the Colts in that game, bro. I'm going to take the Colts in the game.
What is it, 2.5?
No, it's 2. 2. They got Houston as a 2 favorite. First of all, it's a divisional game, so you can't really jump on it too much on it. But I just think there's too much about the Texans. There's too much love for the Texans, too much fanfare for the Texans, too much dapping going on for the Texans. And I want to see them do well because I want to see DeMeco Ryans do well. But I've been around sports far too long to not identify another situation. Like I said, they're like the Atlanta Hawks. When the Atlanta Hawks got ahead of themselves and they had a lot of success against the Sixers, they won a game in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Hawks everybody loved the Hawks. The Hawks were going on their way. And what they do after that? Not a thing. And that's what I think is going to happen in the Houston Texans. Quickly, I want to get this on now. The Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are projected to win 5 games next year.
The Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Are they playing the Seahawks?
Yeah, I think they are, but it's not so much that.
That was another game I liked.
So you like Seattle in that game?
I mean, it's like they're -6, so it's like I don't know nothing about the Denver Broncos though. I don't even know who the QB
I was gonna say
is.
the Denver Broncos have lost 13 or 15 games. I don't think they're gonna win more than 3 games this year. I don't think they're gonna win more than 3 games. And they're the team. They're easy money for everybody this year. Pick the Broncos to lose every time. Every game, every week, pick the Broncos to lose. You'll make your good money. It doesn't matter who they're playing. It doesn't matter where they are. Pick the Broncos. They've gone under the projected win total for the last 4 seasons. So every year they're picking them to win 6 games, 5 games, and they haven't hit that mark yet. They've started a guy in Bo Nix who was a solid quarterback in the Pac-12 that had one of the worst defenses ever, and they reached on him by drafting him in the first round. And there's this thing with Sean Payton where he always feels like he's the smartest man. Like he's trying to prove he's the smartest man in the room. He's got to show everybody he's smarter than you. I'm smarter than you. I know more football than you. And he's a Silk the Shocker coach. They got the same guy in Buffalo. They got the same guy in San Francisco. They're dudes that it's never their fault. It's not my fault. It's Russ Wilson's fault. It's not my fault. It's Drew Brees' fault. It's not my fault. It's Tatum Hill's fault. It's not my fault. It's Jameis Winston's fault. It's never, ever Sean Payton's fault. This year, this season, Bo Nix will show you it was all Sean Payton's fault. So that's my gift to you guys. Anytime you log on to the Fliff app, anytime you log on to ESPN, anytime you log on to any app, vote against the Denver Broncos. You will win. Just follow the yellow brick road. You will win. Good money?
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. I mean, if that's the case against the Broncos, I'm gonna load up about the house.
Yeah,
5-star
you
lot.
gotta do that. Just put a couple dollars every game. All
No,
right, so
I'm
that's
living
it
out
for
there,
this
bro.
episode of Unparalleled Sports Talk. He's Smoke Freezy. I'm Kwame Fisher Jones. If you like the podcast, make sure you share, subscribe, comment, whatever your podcast platform allows you to do. And as always, we appreciate your time of year. Until next week, be easy.